Okay, well, they get to take the Necro, and we are hoping to draw another one. Ah. Okay, today we were playing Necro, actually in a challenge, not a league. Usually I record earlier, but there was downtime, and then when I went to record, it was like 5 minutes until the Wednesday 5 p.m. challenge, so figured, what the heck. And I wanted to play with, there's kind of two different Necros, right? There's the one with Powder, 2 Tendrils, no Beseech, going for a turn 1 at all costs with Chancellor, the NX, and Pact of Negation. And then there's a Beseech version. Now, I'm also mixing a slight difference that the original creator, Ataraxy, is very adamant about, and it pretty much always has been, of just playing for protection in the main. Because the numbers do get a lot worse in terms of fizzle rate, in terms of putting a Necro on the stack in the first place, when you have 8 protection, because they are otherwise dead cards. So there's certainly merit to game 1. There's going to be less things that you want protection for anyways. So you want more of your A game available. And I'll have to play more with it, even this or the Powder version, you know, just playing for less protection might overall be better. Certainly I think it's more suited to the Beseech build, because Beseech, there's more cards you're trying to fit in. As you're playing Beseech, sure, you don't play 2 Tendrils, so you get 1 slot there. But you want the artifact lands, which are worse as far as, because Gemstone Mine can have any color. And we usually play 7 lands in the Powder build. But then what do? Play 4 of a worse land, because you need the bargain fodder? Or do you play 4 of the better land, and then have less bargain fodder? The big thing is bargainable objects, right? You only have Vault of Whispers, Chrome Mox, and Petal. And generally speaking, Chrome Mox is not the best, especially in the Powder build. Because generally speaking, you want your cards to only cost 1 card to do a thing. You know, a land is 1 mana for 1 card, so is Petal. Pact is protection for 1 card. It's part of the reason Veil and Duress sometimes aren't great, is because Duress, you need a mana and the card, so you need 2 things. Same thing with Veil. Unmask. That's why in an all-in build you play Chancellor, because again, it's protection that only costs 1 card and no mana. Chrome Mox uses 2 cards, put it simply. So it's a worse card when you're mulling really low really often, which is what the Powder build is doing. But this build, you're not playing Powder, and you're playing 4 less protection, so that's 8 cards that are more geared towards just having better hands in the first place. So, theoretically, you will mulligan less, because you'll just have hands that can put Necro on the stack more often. And then post-board, if you're not as all-in, Duress and Veil are better. You can keep turn 2 hands, you can Duress on 1, see what's going on. You're not as all-in as something like Chancellor, and playing Powders makes you. And then I've got Force of Vigors and Mindbreak Traps. You could play Leyline of the Void so that you just have a better matchup against Oops. You kind of pick... I think the sideboard is best suited for just picking things specifically that you want to beat, because there's not much that this deck really wants out of the sideboard. So you want it to be like kind of Silver Bullet style, or just a card that is very obviously good in a matchup. But I think this is one of the decks that's most notorious for just hardly utilizing its sideboard. Like, honestly, I think I would play Leylines right now instead of Force of Vigor, just so I can have a better matchup against Oops. It's a very obvious card that I can just play in certain matchups, and it will be good in those matchups, especially on the draw. But I had like 2 minutes to sign up for the event when I realized I wanted to play it. So, but yeah, I will see you in the first round. All right, here we are in round 1. We're on the play against Viatt. We have opened up turn 2 with protection. I guess I'm going to keep it. There's not a ton of hands that I'm going to keep that don't go after it on turn 1 in game 1 on the play. But a turn 2 with backup, yeah, it's pretty hard to pass up. They've mulliganed to 5. 4. Where they've kept on 4. I'm really hoping it is not oops all spells, and if it is, I'm hoping we're not dead. Or even getting Thoughtseize would be pretty bad here. Alright, doesn't look like it's oops. That's a land. I guess that's not the worst draw. Cabalrit. Necro. Just in. Okay. Let's go to our end step. Trigger. We're in there. LP19, thank you. Alright. We have plenty of Spirit Guides. Manamorphose. We have no Borne Upon a Wind. Let's thin our deck. Yeah. We're looking to hit Valakut or Borne Upon a Wind. We have some redraws to do it. I'm going to cast this Pact to thin our deck even more. Take that Wild Cantor out. Alright, here's a Morphos. Red. Black. Get a Beseech. Not great. Let's cast Dark Ret. Go. Morphos. Blue Black. Oh, we ripped. Heck yeah. Cast that Born. Make a bunch of mana. Cast Cabalrit. Battle. Cabalrit. And we have Tendies in hand. We'll go for that. Sweet. Alright, looks like... Whoa. Where's the old Moto update got us? Looks like we're going to want Duress in this Veil. Just to have more protection. You can trim Summoner's Pact. Couple Chrome Mox. Beseech. Maybe another Beseech. Let's go 2 Beseech. Alright, this hand is kind of slow, but we have 2 Duresses. I think I'll try it. They're on 7. Alright. Let's hope they don't have some sort of permanent. Even a threat, actually, is not great for us. Dark Ray would be nice. Oh. Getting Thoughtseize, sure. Off of Badlands. So, this is like either Grixis, or... could just be Reanimator. They wouldn't play Scalding Tarn, though. I think this is actually Grixis control. I mean, it could also be some sort of storm. Well, let's find out. Ah, it is some sort of storm. Might have to pedal Duress. Yeah, let's take Beseech. I'm gonna play out the pedal. I'm actually gonna pass. I'm gonna risk it. A lot of ways we could die right now. Let's hope they don't find him. I do feel pretty good about this, because now going into game 3, if we don't win this one, we'll be on the play. And they don't play interaction. They drew something, because they have been tanking for a minute. We play the Scalding Tarn. They fetch the Scalding Tarn. Could go get a Thoughtseize, imprint Dark Ritual, and cast it, but that seems pretty cowardly. Is it a Brainstorm? No, something... Cast Burning Wish. They have a Chromox and an Unknown. Another Dark Ret. Really? They drew another Dark Ret. Okay. They Beseech. They're just getting Song. They can't actually cast. Yeah. Song pass. Interesting. Right, we have Vault of Whispers. I think I'm gonna Valakut right now. So we could hit Pedal Dark Ret Necro. And I'm gonna do this otherwise on their end step. Actually, we're getting 4 cards, so. Alright, we missed. Not like any of these would have been good. Oh boy. That's a draw. We were most likely dead. Land. Fetch. Gamble. Draw 2 more. Dark Rit, draw 2 more. Get mana, let the gamble go. Lion's Eye Diamond, sure. It's funny, we do have Duresses and Traps. Alright, they have gone off. I think we can scoop it up here. I don't want Pact and Negation. I guess I'll play Duresses and Traps, but I probably just want my A game. So, let's take Duress out. Bring the Chromox in, Summoner's Pact, Beseeches, get rid of the Veil. I guess black cards imprint better than Trap. Maybe I just play the Duresses. That means my Chromoxen are going to be black sources more often. The only way Trap is going to be useful is if I have to mulligan to Oblivion. Or like I could play them and the Duresses, but I'm not gunning for Duress Trap hands. I feel like that's a much worse plan than just killing them. So let's just kill them. I will play first, yes. This looks good to me. Let's play land. Play Dark Rit. Play Necro. If they're randomly playing traps, well, we can probably wind up Duressing, which is nice here. Cast this Summoner's Pact. And draw 19. Alright, I have Spirit Guides. I have Morphose. I have Borne. Pretty much got it all here. Let's cast this Pact. Go Morphose, black, blue, Dark Rit, Borne, Petal, Duress you. Yeah, just a bunch of stuff they can't do anything with. Be too fast. Dark Rit again, and get him with the tendies. Sweet. Alright, we're 1-0. See you round 2. Hey everyone, thanks for making it this far. Just wanted to thank everybody, and if you're looking for more, show you where you can find that. If you go to the description below, you can find all of my links. If you go further down in the comments, you can also find my links for bringing you to my Patreon, various tiers for Discord access, early access, sideboard guides, donation decks, coaching sessions. You can also check out the podcast within those links, as well as my Twitch, where I do most of my content. You can see the commands that you can use in the chat. Let's say you do dono. You're wondering how to get a link, how to do it. Tells you right here. And the members Discord is within the Storm, MTG Storm community. And of course, it's always going to help if you hit the like and subscribe. So thanks again. Keep storming, y'all. All right, here we are in round 2. Run the play again. Love to see that. And doesn't do anything, so we will mulligan. And this hand also doesn't do anything. So we'll mulligan. This hand doesn't have triple black. It can wait, but I'm going to mulligan to 4. Alright, this is the turn 1 without protection. Would have been protected on 5, but we're going to jam it. So Petal, Petal, Vault, and Necro on the stack. Necro in play. Necro triggering. Well, let's draw 19. These Spirit Guides, I see Morphose, I see Borne, a bunch of Rituals and Tendrils. They're dead. We get the mana. Cast Morphose. Make black and blue. Cast Rit. 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 Borne. Petal. Tendies. Looking mighty dead over there. Classic turn 1 on a multi 4. Problem is we don't know what they're doing, of course. I want my Pact. Probably want, like, a Beseech. Maybe I'm willing to, like, trim a Beseech and just play a couple Duress here. Trim a Beseech and a Chromox. They won't be good if we're playing against, like, Prison or something, but any combo deck or blue will be good against. Yeah, I'll keep this. They snapped up 7 as well. Okay. So, likely a blue deck, but not necessarily. That's not a terrible draw. Play the Gemstone Mine. Like, if you're gonna miss on the ritual that you need to cast your Beseech, Pact Negation is not a bad one to draw. If you're looking to dodge things like Wasteland or Thoughtseize, Our best draw by far would be Dark Ritual. Alright, their Brainstorm finds a Wasteland. Or, at least we got more of those. I'm going to play out the Beseech. It's not as important. Alright, now they're going to ponder. Borne Upon a Wind was not a good draw. They got a fetch land. They still have 6 cards in hand. Another Beseech is not great. I'm going to cast one of these Borne Upon a Winds in before Bowmasters. Alright. We're getting there. We have the mana to Beseech, but then we wouldn't have Bargain. So even a Chrome Mox would get there here. Any mana at all, because then I can use one of the petals as Bargain. No, it has to be black. So that means Cabal Ritual works. No Shuffle in the Ponder. Still no threat. Thoughtseize, not as bad since we drew the second Beseech. Also, they're going down to 16 here, so that puts them closer and closer to Tendrils territory. Any Dark Rits? Duress? Okay. I don't hate it. Might delay them even further. Double Force and Consign. And Animate Dead. They're not even close to getting a monster. Let's take the Consign, because that's the thing that they could really screw us up with, especially if we cast the Pact and Negation. Force I can just beat with these Pacts. They drew Entomb. Okay. Well, that one's pretty perfect for them. Animate Dead. Can we avoid Wasteland? There, we avoided Wasteland, but we did find Thoughtseize, which is, I think, pretty deadly for us. It took Delta, Thoughtseize, Animate Dead, Force of Negation, and Brazen Borrower. And they just cast Thoughtseize. I don't think there's a card that puts Necro on the stack this turn. Certainly not that one. Put that one into play. And pass. I will take one more draw. They play Delta. They drew a blue card. And they'll have triple force up now. Dark Rit. A little bit late. Let's pass. They're going to play the Brazen Borrower? No. They can force a negation and petty theft. And have force. So they do have 3 things. I don't really see this working out, but I'll take a draw. More Thoughtseize. Alright, that's good enough for me. Oh man. If they hadn't gained a bunch of life with Atraxa, this would have actually been a good set of draws with this Tendrils. Okay. Blue-black Reanimator. I think I want the Duresses and the Veil. From another Beseech. Another Chrome Mox. Probably a Valakut. Okay, we do have a turn 1. Unprotected. I will keep. I kept on 7. I'm not just going to pass and die to Thoughtseize. They have so many things that can get us outside of force. They have it, they have it. Do have it. We could have mulliganed further. That was really... Like, I wouldn't keep this hand and wait. The other option is mulliganing. I just have force and Thoughtseize. Now we're going to rip, like, action negation off the top. Alright, they take the Chrome Mox. Cabal Ritual. Yeah, that would not have helped if we had waited. I don't know. Maybe against blue, you're not supposed to keep a 7, like a 6. Maybe you keep a turn 1. Alright, they entomb. They reanimate right now. Okay, unless they had all garbage, I'm out of here. That's insane. Turn 0 force, turn 1 Thoughtseize, turn 2 Atraxa. Yeah. I mean, us having a turn 1 protected obviously can beat that. But I didn't mull for it. Alright, we're 1-1, see you in round 3. Alright, here we are in round 3, and we have a... We got a Beseech, but we got no bargain. So I'm actually going to mulligan this. Right, this is a turn 1 protected. So I will keep, I'll bottom Manamorphose, because we need to imprint Dark Rit, cast Dark Rit, that's the 4th mana. We have bargain. We're good. They're on 6 cards. And they're on the play. It's like a blue deck. And Delver, okay. I'd like to draw at least a mana. That would be great, so I can play around Daze too. That is the one card I cannot The one black card I cannot imprint. Well, they only have 3 cards. Unless they have exactly Force Daze blue card, this Pact should do it. So let's Dark Writ, Spirit Guide, Bargain. We're bargain shopping here. Alright, they have a Force. If they had a Daze, they would have used it, so I think we're in. Yep. Well, let's get Necro. Let's cast the Necro. And I will go to my end step. And we'll draw 19. Alright, 1 Spirit Guide, multiple Spirit Guides, Morphose, Borne. Yeah, we got there. We're gonna activate a bauble so they can F6. Get a Spirit Guide. Get another Spirit Guide. Make mana. Mana. Morphose. Black, blue, Dark Writ, Borne, Chrome Mox, Ball Writ, and got him. Sweet. Alright, playing against Delver. Probably Rug. I want Duress. Veil. Grim. Beseech. Chrome Mox. 1 Summoner's Pact. Maybe it's one of the Valakuts. Keep an extra Chrome Mox. Alright, here we go. On the draw. Game 2. They mulliganed. We're gonna mulligan. This hand is pretty good. I think I send back the Morphose. It'll help us get triple black, but I think I want the Duress and the raw mana. Alright, bottom Morphose. They kept on 6, and they're gonna pass the turn. The Dark Writs? Oh. That's not terrible. Let's cast the Duress. It Consign, Force, Pyroblast. I'll take Consign. Leaving it does make it, like, they're gonna endstep Brainstorm, though, is the thing, but sometimes you can leave a card like that. It'll force them to hold up their mana and be afraid to cantrip if it's like a Ponder, or won't deploy their threat yet. That sort of thing. If they don't find a second land, they will have to choose from Delver or Pyroblast. But the problem is, the more lands they put into play, the more Consign is a problem. Especially when I'm planning on using Pact of Negation. They drew into Wasteland. That's pretty bad for us. Dark Writ is best draw. I don't hate that. You could hold it. I don't think you should. Because if we draw another land, we actually have Necro through Pact and Daze. I mean, Force and Daze. But right now they have us covered with Force plus Pyroblast. Alright, tough spot. Because now we're getting hit. Makes Necro a lot worse. Show a Daze. Well, we have the Daze beat. Huh. Really got it beat. Pass it over. I'd say the worst thing for us is not the Daze, but the fact that Delver flipped Wasteland. Jeez. Okay. Yeah, I guess I'll play that. I don't see a route to victory. Excuse me, I don't see a route to victory. But nice thing about Necro is it's not going to take long. Anyway, you slice it, so I don't mind taking another draw. Okay. Not very helpful. Play a Petal. And there's a possibility they haven't drawn any more blue cards. Or no, that wouldn't matter. We need to draw Manamorphose, and we need them to not counter it. And then we need a miracle to actually pull it off, even past that. I mean, now I can Necro with backup. They force it, we Pact, they Pyroblast. We need to somehow get like a Tendrils line instead. We go to 5. Still really want to draw a Dark Ritual. Counterbalance. Come on. Well, it's another Pact. Alright. I'm going to cast Summoner's Pact. Well, got countered. We're going to willingly draw the Volcanic Island that was revealed. Interesting. And not play it? Or did I miss it? Yeah. Okay. Another Necro. Yeah, that's not going to do it. Alright, game 3. Same plan, I would say. Except now we're on the play. Okay, yes, I'd like to play first. Yeah, this is a Protected with Veil turn 1. As we have Dark Writ, we have enough mana to Beseech, and then we have Pact for Guide for Veil. Love it. Kept on 7. Go Dark Writ. Let's go Beseech. They force. We Summoner's Pact. Pitch to force a negation. That's kind of scary. Ooh, we're in there. Love to see that. We get the card draw too. Necro. Get in. Alright, deck. Don't fail me now. 19. 1 Spirit Guide. Alright, plenty of Spirit Guides. There's a Valakut. We have a Morphose. No Borne, but we get this Valakut. There's 1 Spirit Guide left. We'll grab it. Use it. Cast Morphose. Make black. I guess it's blue. Could do red, because that makes mana from Morphose. Or another Valakut. We hit Borne and no Morphose, though, we're stranded. We hit no Borne. Oh, there's also 3 Spirit Guides still in the deck. I'll make black and blue. Oh no! I didn't realize I'd already picked black once. Well, that might bite us. Alright, how much mana should we dig into? Dark Writ is efficient enough where I'm willing to. Otherwise, I think we leave it. That might really bite me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. It's going to be 16. Alright, I see Spirit Guide. There's Borne. We need Morphose. Okay, whew. Never punished. Red and blue. Cast more Cabal Writ. Go Borne. Cabal Writ. Might as well Duress. Baubles and Wastelands, huh? Is Tendrils in hand or in deck? It's in the deck. So we'll Beseech the Necro away. Get him with the tendies. Alright, a little misclick didn't cost us. And we got there. We're 2-1. See round 4. Alright, here we go. Round 4. Against O'Daniel Lakos. We're on the draw. With a hand that is not capable. Okay, my opponent went AFK for about 6 minutes, but they're back. They're going to mulligan. We are going to mulligan. We've got a turn 1. So we keep. We either bottom Chrome Mox or Summoner's Pact. I think it's Summoner's Pact. Alright, they kept on 6. We're going to keep on 6. They keep taking forever, though. They burned 8 minutes on their clock, and they have yet to take their first turn. Oh, here we go. Misty Rainforest. Hopefully for, like, basic forest into Wirewood Symbiote or something. No, it's Delver again. Alright, we have Daze Beat. Play Petal. Alright, Petal is in. Go Dark Writ. They're F6'd. Imprint the Spirit Guide. Necro is in. I want the mana or the Manamorphose. I think I'd rather have the Manamorphose, honestly. Since I already have a mana. Bound to hit at least 1 Spirit Guide, yep. Alright, so we got mana, we got Manamorphose. We have no Borne, but we have Valakut. So let's go ahead and Summoner's Pact. Get that last green Spirit Guide. Let's see. How much mana do I want here? Well, let's Morphose. We'll make black and blue. Spirit Guide. Cast the Cabal Writ. I'll cast this Morphose. Make red, black. Alright, let's cast the Dark Writ, and then we'll Valakut. Now we got plenty of mana. We can send all of this back. Looking for Borne or another Valakut. There's another Valakut, and there's Borne. Cool. Cast that Borne. Is the Tendrils in hand? It is not. So we'll go ahead and Beseech. Grab the tendies. And get them. Sweet. Alrighty, let's go back to Duress, Veil of Summer, Trim, Beseech, Chromox, Summoner's Pact, and one of the Valakuts. Now make no mistake, obviously all of this makes the deck function worse, but it's the sort of thing that a deck like Delver just makes you do. They're of the most interactive, and so we gotta play protection, a lot of it. Okay, our hand has 1, 2, 3, 4 mana. Only one of it's black. Could get Wild Cantor, but then you'd only have 2 black anyways, and only 3 mana. And we have no protection. I'm gonna mulligan. Okay, this hand looks like a turn 1 protected. I need the Chromox. I need the Beseech. I want protection. We bottom Valakut. Yeah. One nice thing about Beseech is it'll shuffle, so this won't be on the bottom. So all we need is an imprintable, or Petal works. Just can't be another Chromox, I guess, is like the only thing. Right, there's a Delver. And we draw. Oh, another land too. Yeah, that's also a problem. I mean, I could go for it unprotected, but I'm not going to do that. Not going to do that. This will give us another draw, though, which gives us, you know, we have the mana that we need with this Gemstone Mine, but then if we can imprint something, then we'll be playing around Daze, and Pact will play around Force. They're going to flip, so that definitely makes our Necro worse. What did they show? Another Brainstorm? Okay. We get a 17. And we draw. Oh! The only card we can't imprint. Other than Chromox, I guess. Holy crap. I think we have to go for it. We go Chromox. Imprint. Spirit Guide. Cast Cabalrit. Cast Beseech. Force Pitching Ponder, so we know they have a Brainstorm. But we're going for it here. Okay. Hopefully not Pyroblast, and hopefully if they do Brainstorm, they miss. And hopefully we can kill them with only 16 cards. There's the Brainstorm. Pact is good. Oh, wow. What if I got... No, Cabalrit doesn't make enough mana. Neither does Dark Rit. And it would still be one shy to Tendrils them. Alright, so we go Necro. Necro's in. And there's a chance. Raw 16. There's one Spirit Guide. There's 2 Spirit Guides. And Borne. I think we did it. Spirit Guide. Morphose. Black. And red. Cast Dark Rit. Cast Morphose. Blue. Black. Cast Cabalrit. Cast Borne. Play out some stuff. And get him with the tendies. Heck yeah. Who needs 19 cards? Not us. Sweet. Hey, we're 3-1. Doing all right. See you in round 5. All right, here we go. We are in round 5. We're on the play. And we do have a turn 1. No protection. But it would be incredible to whiff on the Necro. I'll say that. We have a ton of cards. We have an extra Petal and a Borne already. And if they do force it, we'll still have mana necessary to re-Necro if we draw it, which is a benefit of the Beseech version. You effectively have more Necros to draw into. Alright, they mull to 5. Play Gemstone Mine, Dark Rit, Necro. Yeah, looks like we're in there. Play out the Petal. We will go to the end step, of course. And we'll draw 19. There's an extra Spirit Guide. Spirit Guide. Cast the Pact. Another Spirit Guide. Make a blue off the Petal. Cast Borne. Draw a card. I'm going to cast this Morphose. Why not? black, red, dark red, Cabal red, dark red, and go for a Beseech, sacking the Necro. Get him with the tendies. I'm tempted to play a singleton Duress in these decks, that you can Duress your opponent. We'll have two uses. One, you can see what your opponent's playing in game one, like this. Or two, if you fizzled, but you can cast the Duress, there's a non-zero chance that they're going to scoop. Like a pretty high chance, honestly. But we are in the blind here. I'm going to play a Beseech and a couple Duress. Trim a Beseech, trim a Chrome Mox, trim a Summoner's Pact. Seems like a reasonable thing to do when you don't know what your opponent's doing. This hand is not capable. They also mulliganed. This hand does the thing. No protection, but we don't know that that's important. They might go Chalice on 0, for instance, and think that's enough. Keep Valakut. It's better post-Necro. Or no, keep the mana. Mana's also really good post-Necro, and it's better pre-Necro. Right, here's Chrome Mox. Printing Bombardier, so this is Red Prison. Chalice on 0. Okay. So we gotta hope they don't have Trap. Or we can just, oh man, I was gonna say it. I was gonna say, or we could just draw Necro itself. And we'll play a round Trap. Oh, you love to see it. Let's go. I'm gonna hold this pedal. I think it's better as like a card for Valakut. We are pretty high chance to get there, given that I already have 2 Spirit Guides. You have to remember about this Chalice. Maybe we also have a Stage in our deck, but hopefully we don't even need it. Here's 4 red Spirit Guides and a Morphose. Borne. I guess the only issue is that because of Chalice, I can't cast Pact. However, I can Valakut into Beseech. So let's set ourselves up for that. Let's go Morphose, black, blue, make some black mana, use this Spirit Guide, cast, Borne. They could have a Pyroblast for. They do, which means they're less likely to have Mindbreak Trap, but it's not impossible. Okay, I think I want to hold this Morphose for refixing post-Valakut. And I'll hold Tendrils, and we're going to cast Valakut using 2 of the black. Rid of land, Cantor, Chrome, Pact, Necro, land, Beseech, Petal, Necro. Say okay, get some fresh ones here. Cast Dark Rit. We also found the Beseech. Cast Morphose. Blue and red. Cast Cabal Rit. Cast Cabal Rit. Cast Cabal Rit. Cast Borne. Okay, that resolved. Yeah, let's go for Tendrils. And we still gotta hope they don't have Trap. Or we'd have to rip off of this Manamorphose. Because we could like Beseech the Chalice, Manamorphose into a Pact, or into another Valakut could potentially get there. Or even a Beseech, because I can then play out, there wouldn't be Chalice, so I could play with these petals and yeah. But hey, we got there. Turn 1. In the blind, didn't know what we were playing against. Around a Chalice on 0, Pyroblast. Good stuff. We're 4-1. That should actually clinch a top 8, honestly. Even if we lose the next one, we're still really high chance that we wind up top 8ing. Well, let's just win the next one and guarantee it. I will see you there. Here we go, round 6. We have everything we need except for Necro. Run the draw again. They mulligan, we're gonna mulligan. This looks very good. We'll bottom Wild Cantor. 1, 2, 3. I have a Necro and a Pact. They also kept on 6. Okay, it looks like it's probably a blue deck. I feel like my opponent's onboard cards are smaller than usual from this update. Okay, we want to hit at least some mana so we can play around Daze. Daze and Force. God, the amount of times we've drawn Tendrils. When it, well, actually, no, Chromox is already imprinting something, but still. Real bad draw. Okay, let's play Petal. Let's play Chromox. Imprint the Gemstone Mine. And play out the Necro. It's just in. Wow. Okay. Round 19? Yep. Alright, we have Spirit Guides, we have Morphos, we have Borne, we have plenty of Rituals, we have Tendrils. We could kill them with the cards that are just right in front of us here. Never mind this half. Alright, might as well Pact. Some more mana. Use it up. Cast the Morphos. Make black and blue. Cast the Writ. Cast the Writ. Cast the Borne. Petal. Dark Writ. Dark Writ. Morphos. Writ. Okay, I'm going to say this is enough. And get him with the tendies. Alright, I'm going to assume that it is a fair blue deck. I don't know that for sure. But I'm going to bring in Duress and Veil. Beseech. Summoner's Pact. Chromox. Valakut. Second Beseech. Oh, baby. Yeah. Protected turn 1. If we feel we need to, we can Duress first. If we hit another black mana, we can do it all. Tundra, yeah, I don't care too much about Ponder. Deafening Silence would have been a problem. Alright, we draw. Once again, cannot imprint the Tendrils. Didn't shuffle with Ponder. I'm going to Duress. They have nothing. If I take Brainstorm, then they can have, like, double Consign. But we could just let it go. But then we might be dead to Illusionist. Kinda wishing we went for it. Alright, well, I'll take the Consign and hope that we can beat whatever the Brainstorm comes up with. Pass it over. They play Flooded Strand. I would imagine they're going to cast this Brainstorm. No? They're just going to jam an Illusionist? The balls. They're going to... What? Oh, because they had Ponder, they knew it was kind of trash. The rest of it. Okay. This makes more sense. Can't imagine they have Deafening Silence in this deck. And it looks like they don't. We draw Wild Cantor. I guess I'm happy to imprint that, so I don't have to imprint Borne. And let's Dark Writ. Cast the Necro. Looks like they did find a Force. I will Force back. We're in there. We also have a Consign. Looks like no. Draw 19. Alright, we have Spirit Guides. We have Morphos. And we have the Borne. We have Rituals. And we have a win con, so they're dead. Blue, black, Writ, 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 Borne, Duress. Nice Nadu. You dead. Easy top 8. Easy, easy, easy top 8. Beating a lot of blue decks. Love to see it. Well, I'll see you in the top 8. Here we are in the top 8 playing against my good friend Curtis, aka DNSolver. They've kept on 7. I know for a while they were playing Eldrazi. I don't know if they're still playing it, but it is really not the best either way. This one is excellent, so we'll keep. Let's bottom Summoner's Pact. And let's go. Hope they're not all of a sudden randomly on a blue deck. That looks like Eldrazi. We don't really care about Chalice on 0, which is what he's most likely going to put on the stack for early disruption. But it's possible he has 2 Chalices. And goes Chalice on 1 and 0, although honestly we could beat that too. Turn 1 Thought-Knots here would be real bad. That's a more rare line. There's Eldrazi Temple. There's Chalice on 0, so Thought-Knot Seer's not coming in. We draw Petal, of course. Go Gemstone Mine, Dark Writ, Necro. And let's see if we can pull it off. You don't play these out for Storm. Storm is insignificant. You will get to enough Storm. I need cards. I want as many cards in hand as possible for Valakut Awakening. Even if they're dead cards, they're still actually very valuable. Alright, let's draw 19. Spirit Guide, Spirit Guide. We already have the win. Morphose, black and blue. And go Writ, Ball Writ, Ball Writ, Ball Writ, Borne, 0 spell, 0 spell, 0, 0. Endies. Gotcha. Sweet. Nice Chalice. Alright, so they typically play at least a couple Null Rods, somewhere between 2 and 4 Traps, which are the things that we're somewhat worried about, but a lot of times we can play around it. And Chalice is annoying. I definitely want Beseech and Nature's Claim. I can't just get rid of Pact because of Trap. Duress seems pretty medium. Veil is interesting, but I don't think it's necessary. I don't see Summoner's Pact for Cantor really happening. The problem is if I play Force of Vigor, I'm going to want green cards. But I think I'm still fine cutting those. Chromox, a couple Beseech and a Valakut. And bring in the Force of Vigors. I need one more cut. Maybe it's one of the Pact. Hard to pull off when they have Chalice on 0. So green cards, we have 5, 9, 13, 16. It's not bad. I think I'm okay with this. Okay, we have a Force of Vigor and a turn 1 Necro. So we will keep. Trap is pretty bad for us unless we draw a Dark Writ. Null Rod really doesn't matter. I mean, it matters, like, but we can blow it up. It's close to not mattering at all, but I still think it's worth hitting with Force of Vigor. Oh my god, and we hit the Dark Writ. That is insane. Dark Writ, Necro, play Petal, which they can trap if they want. Feels like they do have a trap. This scenario is very likely to beat it, though. I'm not worried about Chalice at the moment. Draw 19. Spirit Guide. Yeah, there's a Pact of Negation. Plenty of Spirit Guides. Spirit Guide. How many green? There's more green Spirit Guides. Might as well get them. We've got Morphose. We have Borne. We at least have Valakut. Yeah, no Beseech. No Tendrils. Let's cast one of these Morphose. Make black and blue. Cast the Dark Writ. Cast the Cabal Writ. We can actually use a fair amount of mana. We do have 2 Valakuts. Not as concerned with, like, missing on finding our win condition. Play the Borne. They probably try and trap it. We'll Pact that. Alright, so they let that one go. Let's go for a Valakut. Alright. Let's get rid of everything except the blue Pact and the other Valakut. Draw them up. Well, still haven't found it, but let's cast Dark Writ. Cast one of these Manamorphose. Red. No hit. Cast Manamorphose. Red. No hit. Let's cast Dark Writ. Cast the other Valakut. Put back land thing. Let's keep one Pact. Yeah, we'll keep one. You can even Beseech the Mirror for one. We need. Alright, so now let's make all the remaining mana. Cast Cabal Writ. Cast the Endies. And we can Pact their trap. They have 2 traps. We can Beseech for another Pact. They have 3 traps. Well, then I guess they got us. But let's start off with Pact. All right. Yeah, they said I don't think there was a better way. And it's like, yeah, there's nothing they could have done. GG's, Curtis. Cool. In the top 4. See you there. All right, here we are in the top 4 against Sprouts. We are on the play. And we got to turn 1 with backup, baby. We keep those. A ton of mana on the side. All right, they keep on 7. Alt, Dark Rit, Necro. Just resolves. Play out a petal. Go to our end step. Cast the Summoner's Pact. And draw 19. Okay, we've got a Borne. We've got plenty of mana. And we have Beseech. And we don't need Morphose because we have this petal. Let's go Borne, petal, petal, Dark Rit, Ball Rit, play a petal, and a Chromox, and Beseech for attendees. Well, that was easy. Okay. In the blind, we're playing Beseiju, some Duress. We're in the top 4. We're going to look at their Moto results a little bit. All right, looks like they play a lot of lands. I don't see any traps. I see like a couple Force of Vigors, Spear, but I'm sure they switch it up here and there. I think I want to keep my Pact and just play a Beseiju and a Nature's Claim. I guess on the draw, they're probably looking for a turn 1 Sphere. But we gotta worry about Force of Vigor too. I mean, yeah, we gotta worry about Force of Vigor. Play a couple Force of Vigor. Let's turn Beseeches, Chromox, 1 Summoner's Pact, 1 Valakut. Maybe we'll just play... I'll cut the Wild Cantor. Okay, this hand does just about nothing. I mean, it beats a Force of Vigor if we draw exactly Necro. But I'm not keeping it. Let's mulligan. Yeah, this this beats multiple Force of Vigors. Let's keep bottom Morphose, just in case they also have Trap. Well, it's certainly not lands. Like 8 results in a row with lands. Okay, well, they get to take the Necro. And we are hoping to draw another one. We certainly have Trap covered. We do. I mean, we can just play around it anyways. Oh my god. They gotta be like, you're kidding me right now, right? Oh, wow. I would be so tilted if I were them. Thoughtseize bug, I'm sorry. They surgicaling? Dark Rit? I don't think I would care about that. Oh no, they're trying to trap, I think. We definitely have Trap covered. That is for sure. Holy mackerel. Alright, we got Spirit Guides, we got Morphose. We have Borne. We have Rituals, and we have Tendies. Okay. Let's use up these Spirit Guides. Spirit Guides. Cast. Morphose. Black. Blue. Cast Dark Rit. Cast Cabal Rit. Dark Rit. Cabal Rit. Borne. And try to trap. Yep, they have a trap. We will counter it. We have all 4 packed. Borne gets in. And get him with the Tendies. A little turn 1 through a Thoughtseize and Trap. A little bit broken. Just a little bit broken. I said, dang, I was on a Necro deck myself. GG's. Oh, cool. They must be playing, like, a different kind. They're playing Thoughtseize. Well, on to the finals. See you there. Alright, here we go. Final round. We lost the die roll, but we do have a turn 1 protected, so we do keep these. Really hoping that there's no Thoughtseize. Oh, come on. Insane. Well, we're drawing to both Necro and Beseech. Beseech wouldn't play around Daze and Force, but Necro sure would. Wow. This is just our tournament. Holy crap. It just happened to us last game. I guess I might as well... Actually, I shouldn't have Chromoxed. It's the same amount of mana, and I just waste the card. Alright, comes the Dark Rit. Comes the Necro. No, it's so unhinged to use the Pact. Yeah. Would have been a sick move. If we lose by 1 mana, that would definitely be a bummer. Well, there's 2 mana already. Morphose, Borne, mana, Endies. Well, looks like we got them. Use Summoner's Pact. Use the Spirit Guides. Cast Morphose. Black and blue. Use another Spirit Guide. Go for Borne. Petal. 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 Chromox, why the heck not? Valrit. And finish them off with the Tendies. Well, last game, we had a turn 1 through a, what was it, a Thoughtseize? No. Yeah, a Thoughtseize and a Trap. And this time, Thoughtseize and a Daze. On the draw. Both in the same fashion. Getting our Necro discarded and then drawing exactly Necro. I want my Pacts. Still want Duress and Veil. And I think I'm still fine with just trimming, 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 trimming. Yeah, there we go. This is for all the marbles. And this is the rematch against the one opponent that we did lose to. Sweet, sweet revenge. Okay. This hand has multiple pieces of protection, plenty of mana, no Necro. Did board out 2 Beseeches. There's less of that. I'm actually going to mulligan. This is very similar. They're on 7. I'm going to mulligan. Alright, this has the turn 1 no protection. We'll definitely keep on 5. We have Daze Beat. Okay. We have 9 protection spells we could draw here. Oh, yeah. Oh, man. What's going on? Dark Rit. Dark Rit. Bargain. You can't beat 2 pieces of, well, like Force and Daze, yeah. But even like a Consign here gets us, because we have to use Pact. Or just double Force, of course. A lot of times they just don't have it, because if they have a Force, like, you gotta keep it. You can't just mulligan to double Force. They're thinking a bunch. I don't know what that means. Maybe they're just... Hopefully they're just upset because they're dying. Or they have Consign. Okay. Let's hope they don't have Consign. Oh, come on, baby. Come on. Yes! Oh, man. And we have a Petal in play? Alright, bunch of Spirit Guides. Morphose. We at least have a Valakut. No Borne, but... Oh, no, there's Borne. Alright, so no Wincon. We have to find that off of Valakut. That's probably good. I want to be smart about our mana usage. 3 green Spirit Guides. So I'm going to thin by casting Summoner's Pact. And use a Spirit Guide. And a Spirit Guide. Let's cast Morphose. I guess something they could have is a Hydroblast. I actually didn't draw any Pact of Negations, which is interesting. Make blue and black. Use a Spirit Guide, cast Borne. Necro does not help. I feel like a Dark Rit would be nice, because that's efficient mana ramp. So Spirit Guide, Cabal Rit, Red Spirit Guide, Morphose, Red, Red, Veil of Summer. That's not bad. Stops Hydroblast. Alright, so I think I Valakut from here. You have an active Borne, so even Chromox becomes kind of nice in this spot. I don't have to use mana worrying about not having enough mana post Valakut. We are going to ditch everything. We already have an active Borne. We're just looking for mana and a way to get them with Tendrils. Well, let's go. So we have to go off of a couple of redraws only. Let's Dark Ret, Spirit Guide, Morphose, red, blue, Remorphose, red, blue, Borne Upon a Wind. We whiffed. Holy crap. Let's Duress. We whiffed. We had a daze. I have no way of gaining life. No way of blowing up this Necro. Like, I could put into play enough mana. No, we've cast multiple Pacts. So we got nothing. That's crazy. We could have looked like one deeper, maybe two max if we'd gone with not using as much mana. Would have been Chrome Mox and Necro. Wow. Yeah, we didn't have anything coming for quite a while. I mean, we did trim on Valakut and Beseech, but that's kind of the spot that they put you in, you know? I'm still going to trim like that. Because pre-Necro is statistically more difficult and more important. I would like to play first. I have a Duress, but no Necro. Will mulligan. This is a turn 1 without backup. Can we get some mulligans from them? We need it. Alright, they mulligan to 6. Oh, this hand makes a Necro. Problem I have with it is I'm not even left with a black source. Like, I have to use... I mean, if I imprint Necro, sure, but then I don't have a backup Necro. I think I actually mulligan. I'm going to mulligan. We are not rewarded. They're on 6. Kept on 6. We're going to go to 4. Alright, I mean, it is the best hand yet. Let's get rid of... Maybe it's Beseech. Yeah. I'm going to keep double packed land Necro. And hope that we can find mana. I mean, keeping the Spirit Guide instead of one of the Pacts turns on Cabal Ritual as an out. Or like Spirit Guide into Morphose. I feel like we get Thoughtseized. Yep, almost surely. So this is probably going to drag out a little bit anyways. Draw Spirit Guide. Fine. No use throwing a land into a wasteland. You're also hoping they're really slow on threats. I don't hate Duress. I will cast it, because if they have like Entomb Reanimated, I can take the Reanimate. Slow that down. Yep, there's the Entomb. They have Consign and Force. They do have a Wasteland. Alright, we take the Consign. Force we can beat. Wasteland is really annoying. And now we're definitely not favored. All they gotta do is find a Reanimate or Animate Dead. Left the card on top. Don't love that. It's a Ponder. Yeah, well, at least it's not exactly Reanimate or Animate Dead. Shuffle. In for a shuffle here. We're still 2 draws away at least. They did shuffle, so that's good. They hit Thoughtseize. Okay. We take one of the Pact, and we get Wastelanded. Best draws are Dark Rit or Necro, or Black Source. I need those 3 things. This will help turn on Manamorphose as a potential draw, or Wild Cantor. Cycle Troll. Do another Surveil? No. Might as well thin it out. They have Force of Will plus 1 unknown. Okay, more Spirit Guides. Not a huge fan of that at this point. Wait, where's that swamp from? I think that's actually in their hands. They have 1 unknown now. But when you play the swamp, then if you draw another land, you can hardcast Force. Alright. Found the Dark Rit. Now our best draw is Morphose into Necro. Okay, another Entomb. Then out the bad cards. Yep, Archon. Come on, Brick. Come on, Brick. They play out the swamp. Pass. That's not useful. I'll be honest, I'm not feeling too confident about this. We haven't drawn all that well. Another cycle. I mean, we're getting lucky that they're not hitting. I'll say that. Any Morphose? Did draw Morphose. I would say it's worth using here. You can go black, red. You gonna counter this? Force a negation. Okay. Yeah, we can't really pact it. I mean, we could, but it's so risky. Bummer. Okay. Alright. Staying alive. Okay, that's a useless draw, I guess. 2, 4, 6, 7. Could potentially allow us to, like, raw dog a Beseech into a Necro since we don't have bargain. Alright, we got our black source. I'm gonna play that. Okay. I mean, now Necro could definitely win it. 5, 6, 7 Beseech would too, because we could use Cabal Writ to get there. Alright, they drew Wasteland, that's fine from here. I cannot believe we are not dead. Oh my god. Come on. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Brainstorm. Okay. That is scary. That is very scary. At least them hitting Thoughtseize doesn't do too much. Okay. They have a fetch land. Is this like a Ponder or another Brainstorm? Oh, they have it. Okay. What do they hit? Thoughtseize, Hydro, another Force, Raisin Borrower. I mean, they're at 7. But I think they can put together double force with this, so figure out exactly what they have here. Tarn, Thoughtseize, Borrower, Hydro. Tarn, Thoughtseize, they just played. Borrower, Hydro. And then they have one unknown. Probably take one of these Dark Writs. Take our... Oh, that makes sense. Now they could just counter the first ritual. All the Whispers. Okay. Well, I think we are officially dead, but we'll play through this here. Can't believe it came down to a super unlikely fizzle. And then, like, the only time the whole tournament we had to multi-4 for the final game. Huh. Okay. Don't really know at this point what we could draw to get through what they have. They weren't gaining life every turn from this Atraxa, it'd be a different story. Alright. Well, we have one draw. I guess I could... if I try to Valakut here, they Hydro it. And then they have Force. Casting Animate Dead? Okay. Sure. Guess I get rid of a Cabal Writ. They're at 22. Definitely an issue. Alright. Well, we're casting Valakut. And hoping they don't do anything about it. Here it is. And then we would have to hit, like... No, even Black Source Necro. Yeah, we're at 3 too, so... No way we get to 11 Storm. Alright, well, we beat everybody except for this opponent twice. This is the opponent that we lost to both times. However, that was our game. That was definitely our game. They had insane hands, both game 1 and 2, and we basically beat them both times, but we hit a fail rate. It happens. Well played. Don't want to take anything away from them. They crushed it. Okay, so I did already, in between, make the change and just playing Ley Lines over Force of Vigor. Although Force of Vigor is a really good card. Wouldn't blame anybody for playing it. Did win us a game. But it only came in once. And Ley Line's going to be very similar. I don't really want it against blue-black Reanimator. It's basically for oops. Just to increase our odds against oops. We don't, like, lose the die roll and lose. Otherwise, I mean, so far, it seems like a more solid build. I like the idea of only having 4 protection in game 1. Because you less often need the protection anyways. And given the Beseech build, I do like Duress more. Because you have more Necros to draw to. And you can, we didn't really have this situation. We almost did. I could have kept a hand that didn't have Necro in one of those last games there. But when you bring in Duress, I was trimming Beseech, so there's less of that. But I mean, more so like, sometimes you have a hand that can Necro on one. It doesn't have protection, but then can also, or very likely, is very likely to Necro on two as well. And Duress plays better in hands like that. Chancellor, you can't draw into it. Like, you know, you're on the draw, okay, I have no protection, but I have Necro into Necro, and if I draw protection, and that clause, if I draw protection, is just a lot more legitimate, because you have more protection that you can actually draw, that is protection when you draw it, as opposed to Chancellor. But yeah, that's it. Hope you enjoyed the video. We got all the way to the finals. That was 6. Congratulations. What was his name? Capitano. Yeah, that's their name. Capitano CL. But that's it for me. See you in the next one. Keep storming, y'all.